A lot has been confirmed about the new zombies map Rick Day Smorty, including a new perk, new ammo mod, new field upgrade, the map's wonder weapons, and changes to the mode that could affect camo grinding. So just in case you missed the news of all the new stuff being added into zombies with Season 1 Reloaded and all the new stuff we're getting with the new zombies map, let me fill you in. The first major thing being added in that we've all been speculating on is what the new perk is going to be, and has been finally confirmed to be Vulture Aid, which I am very happy about. I was so concerned that it might be something like Tombstone or Death Perception, but we are getting Vulture Aid confirmed. And for some of the augments, they have confirmed that zombies will drop more ammo, which is something I feel like has been desperately needed in this, because zombies right now don't drop any ammo at all. They can also now drop lethals, tacticals, extra scrap, and probably some other things here and there. And it's really nice seeing Vulture Aid come back, because we haven't seen it since Buried on BO2. And from what they were talking about on the official COD podcast is they're giving the machine a revamp. So instead of it just being a Vulture Aid perk machine like we saw on Buried, it's gonna have a Vulture actually on it, and it's gonna work similarly to the Melee Macchiato machine or like the Mule Kick machine from Cold War, where once you purchase the perk, it's gonna activate kind of like a trap, and the Vulture on the machine can actually peck at and kill zombies, which is pretty cool. And as well as the returning perk, we're getting a returning field upgrade in Tesla Storm, which was one of my favorites in Cold War. It really grew on me. It was one I used a lot when sitting there in early rounds trying to build up money, and it sounds like it's gonna work pretty similar to how it did in Cold War, and it's going to retain the ability where it links lightning in between you and other players, so you can kind of clothesline zombies with like a line of lightning. And if you guys were around in Cold War when Tesla Storm first leaked, the name for it was lightning links, so it's really one of the core mechanics of the field upgrade. But I want to know if that's going to be something that comes with its standard, or if it's something that you're going to have to use an augment for, kind of similar to how Aether Shroud has like a group Aether Shroud augment. So I'm really curious to see where they go with that field upgrade. But we also have a new ammo mod, and that ammo mod is Light Rend or Light Ray, something like that. I've seen different names going back and forth between what it's actually called, but it is kind of a different ammo mod than what we've seen before. They described it as more of a support ammo mod, because what it does is when you kill zombies with it, it has a chance to drop an orb that can actually heal you. And they made sure to specifically point out that you can kind of stockpile these orbs that can heal you, and you only pick them up when you actually have like damage off your health bar. So I'm thinking that this ammo mod has the potential to be really busted on launch. I feel like there's going to be some sort of exploit or some sort of bug with it, where you can basically be invincible or stockpile an insane amount of these orbs just to have like infinite health. And they also mentioned that some of the augments for it can actually deal damage to zombies if they walk through it. So there's going to be some crazy strats with it when it first comes out. And then on our new zombies map, Rick Day Smorty, they did finally confirm that our wonder weapon is going to be the elemental swords like we've been speculating on for a while. And it seems like a really cool idea. I'm really curious to see what elements they take from, if it's going to be kind of similar to the bows on Drak, or if it's going to be like the staffs on Origins. Either way, I feel like it's going to be a really fun ammo mod. I hope it's better than what the Crystal Axe was on Forsaken, because that was such a sweet design, a really cool looking wonder weapon, but it really did not do a whole lot of damage past round 30, which a lot of guns in this game are having problems with. So hopefully that wonder weapon can still hold its own and be one of the main things in a high round strat on that map. But speaking of swords, we kind of had a double-edged sword of news coming out along with all this other information, and that is that they're going to be nerfing Mangler spawns, which is absolutely great for high rounding. Everybody's complained about the Mangler spam on rounds past 30. So now they're not only nerfing the amount of Manglers that can spawn at a time, but the amount of Manglers that are just going to spawn in general per round. And they'll also be making it a bit easier to take them out, making their arm cannon a little weaker. But the reason why I say this is a bit of a double-edged sword is because I think the fastest way to grind out opal camos currently is to get to round 30 and try to take out as many Manglers as you can, because with the insane amount of Manglers that spawn in, it makes getting the opal camo so much easier. And now if they're going to go ahead and nerf the amount that spawn per round, getting opal is going to kind of suck. So I brought in some SMGs here today because I want to try to get some of these opal and try to get ahead of this whole nerf. But I don't think this nerf is going to affect directed mode. I don't think they're going to go ahead and adjust the earlier rounds, like round 11 is the one that everyone sits at to try to get their Mangler kills done. So I'm sure that method is still going to work and that'll be fine. But me personally, I think that directed method of grinding out mangler kills is a little boring and a bit slow for my liking. I usually just go on here, try to get up to round 30 and take out all the manglers I can for as long as I can. But it's looking like we're not going to be able to do that anymore. So we might need to come up with another method for trying to grind out our special eliminations faster. So take this as your fair warning, as your PSA, whatever you want to call it. Get your opal challenges done now while you can, or at least knock out as many as you can, because it's not going to get any easier. Now, when it comes to augments for these, I'm really curious to see what direction they go in, especially when it comes to Vulture Raid and for Tesla Storm. Because for Tesla Storm, we kind of have a blueprint for kind of what they could do with it if we go off of what the upgrades were for it in Cold War. So we'll end up seeing some augments that are like, you know, extend the duration of Tesla Storm, or be able to stun special zombies, be able to stun elite zombies. And there could also be the movement speed upgrade that we got with Tesla Storm back in Cold War as well. Also, on other news that don't really affect camos that much is the special rounds here with the vermin or the parasites. They said they're going to be a lot shorter, which I think everybody can be happy about. And then for Vulture Aid, I really think there's two directions they can go in when it comes to augments for it. I think you're either gonna have to prioritize whether you want more drops from zombies, those being like extra salvage, extra ammo, lethals, tacticals, maybe even score streaks in there, or you can go the other way and lean more into that little gas effect that spawns off of zombies when you have Vulture Aid active. And if I remember correctly, the way that little gas thing worked back in BO2 is that there'd be a little cloud that would spawn out of zombies that would drop like essence or whatever. But if you went and stood in it, it would make it so the zombies didn't see you. It would be like a little zombie blood or like a pseudo aether shroud, or kind of works similarly to how smoke grenades work in this game, where while you're standing in it, the zombies kind of just ignore you. And maybe a little bonus to that would be is maybe you get extra salvage or ammo drops while you're in the gas. Or maybe you'll get like an extra damage boost. Or I could also see them either adding in death perception as an augment to the perk, or just having death perception just be a passive that you get regardless if you have the augment equipped for it or not, where you can see like wall buys and pack-a-punch and zombies through walls and stuff. It'll give them a nice little outline, which I'm not sure if I would like as an augment, or just, you know, have that packaged in with the perk, because I kind of feel like I would like the ability to have that on or off. But also, I don't know if I'd want to waste a whole augment spot on having death perception. And for our new ammo mod, I'm thinking that it's probably just going to be a few augments where it's like maybe more orbs can spawn at a time for you to heal with, and then it's going to be like orbs heal like this % more health, or maybe they'll give you like some sort of damage boost or movement buff while you pick them up, or maybe you can get like a little points boost, because they did say that teammates can pick up your orbs only if they need the health. So maybe you can get like extra points or something extra for your teammates using it. That way there's actually a benefit to running the ammo mod besides your teammates coming in and scooping up everything that like should be benefiting you. Or it could be something like an auto pickup where like you'll have kind of like some sort of magnetism to you that pulls the orbs closer to you instead of you having to run and pick them up on the ground. I don't know if that would be more optimal or not, because maybe you want to stockpile a bunch in one area and not grab them until you really need them, or maybe you're planning a strat like we mentioned before, where you can just sit in one spot for a while and just not really take a whole lot of damage because of all the orbs that you've went and stockpiled. But if there's a nice damage boost to it and you can just stockpile a bunch on like an early round, I'm thinking maybe we could somehow recreate Ring of Fire. I don't think I'm ever going to try to stop creating Ring of Fire or getting as close to Ring of Fire as we can in this game, because I don't think there's a whole lot that beats it. And any way I can find to somewhat replicate it, I will. Even if it's all off of hypotheticals based on just a description of a new ammo mod that we're getting. But I'm really excited to see what's going to pair well with the new perk and ammo mod and field upgrade, because I feel like they're either going to be really, really good and we're going to have some really nice combinations, or it's just going to kind of play normally, where there's not going to be a whole lot of like busted strats we could do right away. I just want one of the new things being added to pair nicely, or have some sort of really fun combination with the stuff that we already got. Like, what if there's some sort of crazy combination with like melee macchiato in the new wonder weapon? Like you have the vampiric augment on there where you can just get some health for every time you do some damage with it. You know, pair that up with Frenzy Guard. That way you're always replenishing your shield and you're basically invulnerable. Or maybe there's a way to stay in Aether Shroud like infinitely when you have like the Aether Sheath pulling out the melee weapon when you activate it. So that will pull out your Wonder Weapon since it takes your dedicated melee slot. And then maybe you'll be able to constantly be getting kills with it to extend your Aether Shroud. I don't know if they've you know, really thought about that when it comes to balancing some of these already currently existing augments with the new Wonder Weapon. Same with the new ammo mod. We can combine that with like Healing Aura, and then maybe we can pop Healing Aura whenever there's not any orbs on the ground, or pop it while we're waiting for orbs. And then we can use the orbs to keep our health at whatever point we want it to be until our Healing Aura is ready to be like refreshed. Or we could see some like crazy, insane, like super speed strats, kind of similar to Cold War, where like when you revive somebody with Quick Revive, you can have the augment to where you get like an insane speed boost right after. And then with Tesla Storm, there could be an augment where it increases your movement speed just in general. And then we can combine that with Stamina Up, where you can get a nice movement speed increase whenever you get a kill with equipment. And then there's the Melee Macchiato movement speed boost for backpedaling whenever you get a kill. There's got to be something in there where we can have an insane combination of augments just to give us like some sort of crazy stat or strat. And I'm really excited to mess around with all of them and see what we can find. And a little bit after the podcast came out with all the new information, they just casually tweeted a picture of the new enemy that's gonna be coming with the map, and it's a Doppelgas, which, you know, if we look at the root word, you know, it's Doppel, could be like doppelganger. Maybe it looks like another player on the map, perhaps like the spacemen on Moon. But to me, it kind of seems like it's going to be similar to a Mimic, which we already have kind of a Mimic clone with the Amalgam. But maybe it won't be an elite enemy and it'll be a special enemy, and it'll make grinding out special camos all that much easier. And there could be a crazy strat to come with the new map whenever directed mode comes out on there. So there's so much stuff I just want to go and test out with the new update and everything new being added in. It just cannot get here soon enough. And all this stuff is not including where the story just ended off in Zombies and where it's gonna go. What's Rabinoff gonna be doing? What's Kraft gonna be doing? What are we gonna find out? It's just gonna be such a fun time for Zombies. We are eating right now. And I almost completely forgot, they also announced a new mode, or at least a holiday mode for Zombies, Jingle Hells. And we've seen this in Cold War, and if you never played it, I don't think I ever played it, but it's gonna be similar to the Halloween event. If you guys remember that from Cold War, where you got the jack-o'-lanterns that drop from zombies after you kill them. We're gonna have something similar to that, but it's gonna be presents instead, and it's all gonna be on a winter, a Christmas themed version of Liberty Falls. They said that it's all gonna be snowed over, that the river going down over there by the little viewing area right here is gonna be all frozen. The zombies are going to be all festive with like Santa hats on and like stockings on the feet of the vermin. But in that mode, they're going to be completely taking away the arsenal, so that you can't go and upgrade your weapon when you want. You have to go ahead and try to get your upgrades from the present drops or from like different specials or elites that spawn in. And they also mentioned that the special round for that mode is gonna kind of just be like a blizzard almost, where it's gonna get way too cold on the map. You're gonna start slipping and sliding around and not being able to move also the whole lot. Like your operator is gonna be too cold, and you're gonna have to go and take shelter inside a building from the sounds of it. So there might be a whole round where you're forced to hold out like in the bank or in the bowling alley. It's just gonna add a whole different dynamic to this map, and they are gonna keep the main Easter egg on as well. So it's gonna be fun to try to get that done while you have all these like winter elements happening on the map. And they did say that the main Easter egg is gonna be staying active, but I don't know about the side Easter eggs, if they're gonna be adding new ones in, if they're gonna keep all the old ones, or what they're gonna be doing. And I almost completely forgot, we're getting 3 new gobble gums, one that can spawn in a full power, which will be really nice. It'll be perfect for spamming my frenzy guard like I like to do. We're also getting one called Time Out, which will completely stop the round entirely. Like, I'm pretty sure it'll just freeze everything in place, kind of similar to Idolize. But I don't know if you can still attack and kill the zombies while that's active. It just might be a thing for you to use whenever, like, I don't know, you go down and you need to go back and buy your perks, or maybe like your teammates are down, you need to go revive them. Maybe you just need that little extra time to go pack a punch. You could be used for a bunch of different things, even like completing like Easter egg steps. And we'll also be getting a whimsical gobble gum that is a festive one that's going to be adding in like the special Santa hats to the zombies whenever you're not playing the new Christmas mode. And this is just speculation, but it might even change per season. Like, we might get a different one for a different holiday. Oh, and there's Opal on our Saugon D's. That's just one out of many that we need to get before this update goes live. But I think that about covers all the news that we got today, as well as my speculation for all the new augments. I'm really excited for this update, and we should be getting a gameplay trailer for the new map soon. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate all your love and support, and I will see you in the next one. Later.